Octavio just told us on camera that during the freeze moment that you guys were in the clubhouse literally praying and you saying, gosh, I won a game 7. How do you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure, like, there was all kinds of prayers going on. You know, I wanted to pitch. I knew that I had the opportunity. Nobody else knew that I was going to pitch on short rest except for me. So, and obviously Dunk and Tony, but I wanted the opportunity, and everybody was praying, man, that we had an opportunity to play Game 7.
How about from your perspective? I think everybody thought, Carp in Game 7, this series is over. Did you feel the same way?
I was definitely confident, just knowing, you know, the game plans that I had going into the other 2 starts that I had during the series. So I knew that if I could execute, I was confident that we could win. But obviously, it's not just about me; it was about everybody else, and making some plays and scoring some runs. And of course, Texas had a great team, so it was going to be a challenge. But I was confident that we had a chance.
I'm asking everybody the same 5 quick ones. How many times have you watched Game 6?
None.
What was that night's sleep like after Game 6?
Pretty good. I knew I was pitching the next day, so I tried to, you know, I was just sharing the other day in an interview, trying to play it down so I could get some good rest, and knew that I needed it for my job or my opportunity the next day.
What was the single most nervous moment for you for Game 6 and watching?
Oh, man. Maybe like, I guess probably the freeze ball that off of Cruz's, off of Cruz's glove, probably at that point.
How often do you wear the ring?
I used to wear it all the time, and then it started drawing too much attention, and I'm not very social, and I don't like to talk about it and bring attention to myself, so I don't wear it very often anymore.
Do you feel that Game 6 is the greatest World Series game ever played?
I would have to go back and watch all the other Game 6s of World Series, but I mean, there's no question that that's a historic game, right? All the back and forths and all those other things, us being underdogs, there's no question you go back, it's got to be at the top of the list.
When you got the news about Tony, did you have any idea, and what was your reaction?
We did not, and of course he brought us all in right after the game and let us know, and my reaction was sadness and shock. I remember going into after he told us in the weight room, I went into his office and gave him a big old hug, and I actually started crying because I couldn't believe that he was going to go ahead and leave us. He was such a pivotal part of my career, him and Dunk, when I got here, and he was such a supporter of mine and really helped me learn what it looked like to compete properly, and so it was definitely a shock, and it was emotional.
And why were you at your absolute best at the absolute most important time of a season or a playoff run? Why were you at your best?
I think it comes down to your mind. I was able to control my thoughts and the distractions and eliminate that kind of stuff. I was trying to make sure that I played those games or took those games as any other game. And you know, I've continued to talk about the strength of your mind and how it can help you be free to compete and compete the way that you want to compete. And I was pretty good at controlling my thoughts. Last
thought, when you see your buddy Adam Wainwright do what he's done this season, what are you thinking?
It's awesome. I shared just the other day, he's on a Cy Young type run right now, right? He's got to be considered as he continues to go, depending on what happens the rest of the year. But I mean, it's just so fun to watch a guy that I think if anybody in the league would look at him, they would think that he wouldn't belong, right? He doesn't throw hard. He's not the new analytic spin stuff and all these other things, but you know what? It always comes down to pitch making. And if you can't make pitches, you're not going to be as good as you can. And Waino can make pitches. He's a pitch maker. He's continued to show that pitching is about execution, and he does it perfectly most of the time, right? We all have times where we struggle throughout the games, but it's just so much fun watching him compete and do what he does.